치신세시 니기 투가르 레밤지 간다 세베 저를 마리멘도 동해 기셀 요즘구나 부지달지 연락 tuk주 양변송 루든 제로 유모미로 얘기 자로 던지지 마리 무세 동해 누구 진이 견제 라리남 되네 다시 사주 달수 연내 무조 제세 도교고 주라 주고 종이 견제 달루면세 잠배양라 되 옴 아라바자 나디 옴 아라바자 나디 옴 아라바자 나디 된네 추기 캐럽 회세기 다누 티모 멤바 랍세네 가다 텐주 숑루 도바이 너를 보배 나와 제도수 제레스와 미인 남주 파베 유나쇼 파반자메 왕주 조고 르우세너 네 링미 갸부 레메 수놈 깨와 유세네 잠지 시엔송 주기 콜 르우생에 다시쇼
Wednesday meditation. We're at a time, doesn't seem like my mic is on. Is it on? Okay. We're in a lot of change in the world right now. It just seems like there's so many things that are happening. And I think we're in transition. And I really hope that that transition is to a better planet. So we should always pray and do meditation, whether we go at doing meditation before we go to sleep or we do the meditation first thing in the morning. It is the food of life, even if it's 5 minutes or actually 12 minutes if you do Satanama. And that is, we're not going to do that tonight, but I do every morning Satanama. I'm a dancer, I'm a physical kind of person, and so the activity of knowing that this is just cleaning my brain, my thinking, is so great. So we do that like maybe once a month. We're not going to do it tonight, but it is just Satanama, Satanama. And you can bring it up on the internet and do it with so many different people have done videos that are on the internet doing that. But tonight we're going to do a call and response. And if you would like a name called out when Jack and I, when he calls a name out, it's a list that we get, and that name will go on for a month. And if you want to put the name on a piece of paper, put it into the prayer box. I will pick it up while Jack is speaking, and we'll call it out during the time when we do that. So this is just a simple chant, and it's a call and response. And so we're going to start it. Spirit of the wind, good. Carry me home. Spirit of the wind, carry me home. Let's do that again. Spirit of the wind, carry me home. Spirit of the ocean, calm my emotions. Spirit of the ocean, calm my emotions. Spirit of the wind, carry me home. Spirit of the ocean, calm my emotions. Set my soul free. Set my soul free. Set my soul free. Set my soul free. Spirit of the rain, wash away all pain. Spirit of the rain, wash away all pain. Set my soul free. Spirit of the sky, lift my soul to fly. Spirit of the sky, lift my soul to fly. Set my soul free. Set my soul free. Spirit of the storm, help me be reborn. Spirit of the sun, shine your light through me. Spirit of the sun, shine your light through me. Spirit of the earth, guide my path home. 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 Creator, bring me home. Creator, bring me home. Home to the light within. Home to the light
Good evening, everyone. That line in Norma's chant, "Creator, bring me home." It's amazing how many times we are resistant to that happening. For most people, do not realize that the Creator, the universe, is always bringing us home. Each of us. We think we're living our lives independently, making decisions, learning, and attempting to gain some type of harmony and peace, wholeness. But we do not recognize the greater intelligence operating to bring us into that divine awareness, referred to as the kingdom of heaven in our midst. So we live outside of that experience, outside that awareness for a long time. Maybe that's why reincarnation was so accepted. The majority of people believe in reincarnation. And it can be that the reason that is so is that people don't believe you can arrive in the enlightened state in just one lifetime, or how hard it is to find harmony and peace. And of course, if you're listening to some of the things that are being said by the teachers of truth, when they say something like, you can measure your place on the journey, how close you are, by the amount of peace you're able to sustain in your life every day. And to the degree that you're not capable of sustaining peace under all the given situations that life presents to us, to that degree you still have some opening to do. And that opening is more of allowing, not controlling, but allowing the creative intelligence that we refer to as God to be more present in our conscious awareness. So again tonight, because you're here and you want to be here, we will look directly at the high hurdle of allowing the Creator to bring us into the consciousness of God. And we'll do that starting with this quote. From the Master of True Life. You can find this in the Gospel of John, chapter 15, starting with verse 12. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that a person lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends, if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you servants, For the servant does not know what his master is doing. But I have called you friends, for all that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. This I command you, to love one another. Seems simple and straightforward enough, but there's that subtle little shift. Greater love, says this master, has no one than this, that he is willing to lay down his life for his friends. So you see how this changes the whole concept of love as we understand it in our worldly experiences. For this is unconditional love. It means that one reaches a point in his or her evolution that the mystical peace and joy of the enlightened awareness is so important that one no longer fights to gain that personal, reciprocal reward from others. You can easily see the difference between this call to unconditional love and personal love. Personal love, of course, is involved with gaining what one's personal desires are from another partner, or a set of conditions, or a business adventure, but having a personal interest in gaining what one is personally desiring, supposing that this is what will make his or her life better, give more advantages, if you can gain these things. So you will love people that are willing to do your bidding. And so in a reciprocal relationship, one is always trying to be considered loving by doing the things the partner wants. And it's just the opposite way. The other partner is trying to do the things that the other partner wants and to live in accordance with how he perceives and expects the other partner to carry on his or her life. But you see, it's all reciprocal, and it changes, and it's convoluted, and ultimately it hardly ever brings peace. Because that which we are seeking to attain is in another dimension of awareness. It is another dimension of consciousness in which we transcend the personal and enter into the universal awareness of the masters of life. And that is not an easy journey. That is not something we can agree to without realizing the cost along the way. There is a cost. I remember even back in my earlier days when I was in the Association for Research and Enlightenment, I made up this condition with the intelligence of life, which is God. And I envisioned a table between us. And I was okay with allowing this divine intelligence to remove from me the things I put on that table. But there were things that I did not put on that table. I was not willing to surrender yet. And so that was the condition. Those were the conditions. I believe I actually called this universe to task at one really critical point in my experience. You know, I've been doing this spiritual work a long time, and I reached a place where there was a lot I had surrendered, I had put up on the table, and I had tremendous amount of peace, receiving wonderful, beautiful guidance and insights, healing, joy. But one day my dog, not the one I have now, my dog Skawakin, he was part husky. No, he's actually part Samoyed. And they have a tendency to want to really take off and just do their own thing. And I live in the mountains. And there are all kinds of difficulties that your dog can get into if he's running free in the mountains. And on occasion he would do that, and he would always come back in the same day. But I really appreciated that dog for the independence that he had and the way he was so open to be free in his own way and yet abide with me in my limitations. Well, that dog took off once and he was gone. And day after day I searched the mountains for him. I made a vow for all these dogs that I've had over the years that I will either find you or I'll find your body. And I could not find him, and I could not find his body for 3 days. And I prayed out loud to God. That's something I do because I understand God is one with me. So God must have known my thoughts. But I had been up in those mountains searching and searching and searching, and frustrated beyond frustrated. And I said to God, I did not put Skawakin on that table. I have given so much of what I believe is necessary, but not my companion. I mean, even Norma was on that table. Not really, okay? You guys have to be awake enough to go along with the New York humor. Kind of cynical. Skawakin wasn't on that table. And I said, so I want Skawakin back. And Skawakin returned 1 hour after I said that in really bad shape. He had been through something, I don't know what, but he was not well. And we took him in, we had to do castor oil packs on his stomach. I had to wash him off and brush him, and he wasn't really well. He came back and was well enough for a couple of years. But somehow or other he had faced death, maybe returned from death. And then he finally, after 2 years, he finally succumbed to something that was wrong with his kidneys. It was impossible. The diet we gave him was great. The way we treated him, something he got into. He suffered for years, I guess, not knowingly. He wasn't in pain. We would have taken him to a vet. But he came back because of the will of God. Anyway, that will of God can be hard. And to understand it, we need to look into it and embrace it. But be aware of the fact that you are always beloved. Regardless of how much you're able to put up on that table yet, you are always beloved along the way on the journey. And everyone, I believe, ultimately comes into that enlightened state of awareness that we seek, a life so truly worth living. So I'll share with you this idea. as it's related in the Course in Miracles, this idea of unconditional love, to lay down your life. No one actually lays down his or her life completely and totally, puts it all up on the table. I don't know of anyone, any teacher, master that I've met over the years, over 40 years in the ministry. It's an incremental type of surrender. You have to gain moments of such mystical peace and joy that you know, gee, this is really where it's at. This is really what I want, and I want to do it all the time. So you're willing to really go along with it, to have the faith, to lay it out there. But it comes down to something that's related in this, in A Course in Miracles. This is in the old text, page 162. It's in the new edition on page 174. If your brothers and sisters are part of you, will you accept them? Only they can teach you what you are, for your learning is the result of what you taught them. What you call upon in them, you call upon in yourself. And as you call upon it in them, it becomes real to you. God has but one Son, knowing them all as one. If you're not used to the Course in Miracles, just consider this. Don't beat yourself over. Think, gee, this is a little bit beyond. There is only one power, one presence, one intelligence, one plan for the life of every living human being. That we should come to the life truly worth living. And to do that, we must let go of the preconceived limitations we have bought into, we have embraced and been conditioned to believe in. So when this says, and as you call upon it in them, it becomes real to you. God has but one Son, knowing them all as one. The consciousness of God is what we are seeking to enter. And if we enter the consciousness of God, we actually then will experience that every one we see is one with me. How I think about those others is how they will appear to me, and how I am. In other words, I am defining myself. Myself is defined by the way I perceive all of those others. And if your life is not in harmony, not at peace, then it is because you have still some blocks to this unconditional level of mystical acceptance. Start with mystical acceptance of everything and everyone who lives. And you will find yourself entering mystical states of unbelievable happiness and peace, because that's the consciousness of God. So I'll continue and finish this off. Only God himself is more than they, but they are not less than he is. Would you know what this means? If what you do to my brothers or sisters, you do to me, and if you do everything for yourself, because we are part of you, everything we do belongs to you as well. How perfect is the universe designed, that we learn that we are always meeting self. If you don't have joy and peace, and you're not capable of bestowing unconditional acceptance, it's because you still have work to do. You're still in the personal. There's too much of you involved in all the conditions and relationships that you're in. And there has to be less of you and your desires, your dictates, your demands, your superficial beliefs that getting these things, this control in the world is going to make you happy. Trust me. Trust me. If your brothers and sisters are part of you, will you accept them? Only they can teach you what you are, for your learning is the result of what you are believing about them. Only they can teach you what you are, because they are what you are believing about them. And that defines the oneness. I can tell you this idea is very clearly related as in the Bible, you reap what you sow. What you're sowing is what you're reaping. The universe is honorable. But I can tell you that so many people still believe that has to do with past lives. They believe that you're reaping today the results and conditions that you somehow created in a past life, another body somewhere back in time. And while that's an interesting study, reincarnation, I went through a lot of it. In fact, I'll tell you a story that belies the efficacy of it. I used to work with a group in the Association of Research and Enlightenment a long, long time ago in New York City. And people would discuss their conditions and situations, and we would interpret dreams together. And this one lady, her name was Sheila, she was living a terrible life. She was always ill. She couldn't hold a job. She was only about 32, maybe 34. And she would always explain all the problems and difficulties she had. She had all these broken relationships. Her family had nothing to do with her. And she just said it was because somebody had given her a reading that she had been an evil queen in a past life. And she would just go on every time we had a dream session, explain how her life was just terrible. And something new was wrong, missing, needed, nothing going on. And then one day, this guru showed up at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And somehow or other, and the place was packed. I wasn't there, but somehow or other, Sheila had attended this guru's lessons. And when it was over, she managed to work her way through the crowd and get to him. I mean, this is one, I think it might have been Swami Rama or the Maharishi, somebody who was a really big, famous character there. She got to this guru right into his face. And she said, "You've got to help me. My life is so terrible. I'm just struggling. I can't hold a job. My family is alienated from me. I can't think straight. I don't do this and that. And I just know, okay, I made mistakes in a past life as an evil queen." And the guru said to her, "Miss, give me your karma." She said, "What?" He said, "Give me your karma. From this moment on, I will work it out for you. You're finished with it." And Sheila came back to the Association of Research and Enlightenment completely transformed. She was able to get work. She was making friends. Her family was returning to her as really conditional, friendly, all of this. The guru died 24 hours later because of the overdose of karma. This is a true story, by the way. up until the fact that the guru died, all right? This is a true story. You see how she mentally chained herself to these illusions. And we can laugh at that, but the fact remains that to some degree we are all holding ourselves in bondage because of the way we think about ourselves. And it's not possible to think a certain way about yourself without having it projected on everyone you look upon and everyone you're related with and related to. So, isn't it a beautiful thing that we can release the blocks to love? Release the blocks to unconditional acceptance, in which you bless, you bestow peace, you let it be, you're not fighting, you're not grasping, you're not struggling, you're not believing that there's something outside you've got to gain control of. You're simply becoming more and more, listen to it, the word is such a frightening word to the Western culture, to the Western civilization. So here I am saying you're becoming more and more, and here's the word that so many people are afraid of. Becoming more and more holy. You can't really carry on this journey of letting go without spiritual practice. It requires daily meditation, not long, you don't have to meditate for long periods, but you have to meditate some to get a hold of what's really valuable. And see if you can carry that meditation with you, that idealism, that peace. And when it's not there, you pause and you do a holy pause. You don't react, you don't respond, you don't fight, you don't run. You let go and you turn within and you know that peace is your goal. So do that this week, wherever you're going, however you're living your life. Know that the great priority in all that you're doing is peace that you want to bestow and receive. So we'll practice that tonight. Practice the presence of the Creator. We'll do that by listening to this beautiful crystal bowl and the tones that come from it. Just give yourself to this moment, allowing yourself to be just the way you are in the presence of God. You are beloved. Doesn't matter how much or where you are on the journey. This presence loves you. So you give yourself to this moment and allow yourself to be sitting here, enjoying the peace of being okay with yourself. And then when we get to that period of silence, you may want to use this particular idea. God is love. Love is life. I am God's life. I am. Breathing in the I, breathing out the am. God is love. Love is life. I am God's life. I am. I am. I am. in this refined level of awareness, let us offer the names of those that have been submitted to our prayer list. As Norma calls the name, you can just let the thought be whole, be one. Go to that name.
Neil Crystal, Emily Hawkins, Serenity Ribera, Louis Ribera and family, Beverly Ribera, Garrett Williams, Nicole Denny Williams, Mindy Crystal, Lucy and John Boyce, Linda Boyce, Louis Jordan, Santisha, Sierra Samuel, Sandy Spahn, Susan Grenier, Megan Day Jarman, Tricia Viet, Kate Beltrami, Sunny, Carol Morphew and family, Steve Taylor, all COVID patients, people of India, Matt Werner's son, Darksha, Randy and Gypsy, Bill's dad, Donna Sheets, Veronica and Leo, Young Imid, Nicholas Emick, the Bellin family, Sierra and son, Daniel Rivard, Dan James, the Afghan people, all flood victims, all fire workers, the earth, air, water, all life on planet Earth. And you can call out a name at this time if you would like to do so. You see the healing light surrounding the prayer box and all the people whose names have been submitted throughout the month. We see them healed, physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Let us take a moment to embrace the true life vision, opening up the consciousness of everyone sharing this Boulder community with us, restoring their awareness of the presence in every person, in every place, in every condition. And this divine awareness moving into the consciousness of everyone sharing the state of Colorado with us. And it's spreading to all the people sharing these United States of America with us. And it's spreading to all the nations on all the continents of the world. The awareness of the presence in every person, in every place, in every condition. Establishing healing love and peace. And it moving into all of the relationships people have with the environment, with all the creatures that inhabit the earth, as it returns to the new heaven and the new earth as designed, as the destiny in the book of Revelations. As we pray, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and God is love. To this we say, Amen. We will take an offering for unity now. And as we're preparing to do this, I want to remind all of those watching us on screen, there's a place on your screen if you scroll down where you can hit donation, and it'll show you the different ways you can donate to Unity of Boulder. So those of you that are here, if you'd like to make a physical donation, you can put it in the offering bags. It comes your way. We only have 2 people. We have a second person here again today. Okay. And as you take your offerings in your hands, those of you online on screen, bring to mind that financial gift you'd like to make to Unity of Boulder. And let's bless it with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. Amen.
See beauty in and all around me. Guide my thoughts, choose my words to reflect love. This I pray. Help me see beauty in and all around me. Guide my thoughts, choose my words to reflect love. This I pray. This I pray. This I pray.
Please, we dedicate this tithe to the will and the work of the Spirit of truth, the Spirit available to each of us, the Spirit that joins all of us. We dedicate this tithe to the victory of the Spirit of truth. Amen. Well,
Thank you for coming.
thank you all for tuning in, and all of you for showing up. I thank you for showing up more than I thank you for tuning in. You should show up and get the blessing more for being here. The energy is really beautiful. And I guess on Sunday I will be doing the 9 a.m. service with Norma. And we'll be following this revelation we opened up last week. This will be possibly the most interesting class that will be given in this 10-week class because of the revelation that will be shared. And Cintisha will have the 11 o'clock service, and so you can participate. In fact, you can come to both. We have a little sharing afterwards, don't we have?
Yeah, we have refreshments between.
We have refreshments between services. So you can hang out for a little while, drink some tea, and meet some of the people that are sharing this journey with you. Again, to all of you, thanks for showing up. Good night.